Fest, where the fandoms unite, with the Boba Fett swagger and the Jedi's in sight. It's a comic book cocktail, shaken and stirred. We're the coolest cats in the whole nerd herd. Grab your badge and strike.
Yay! After a
Hey.
long hiatus, we are back.
Daryl says there is a whole song to that song. There's like 3 verses or something.
I
I've just
sent it
never
to
got
you.
it.
Didn't I send it to you?
Oh, did you?
I sent, there is so much stuff that I've sent you that you have not responded to. I don't know if you can find it.
This
We talked about that today, didn't we?
Yeah, matter of fact, I've been trying you, Honaker, a number of people always go, you never answer stuff. And then even right now with anime and everything, because we're selling our Anime Fest, blah, blah, blah. So there's a lot of inventory. Oh, man, people are sending me stuff left and right. And I'm just like, I'll look at that in 3 weeks. I'll look at that in 3 weeks. It's just, everything's a mess. So
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes it's good to be busy. Sometimes
Yeah,
it's
my
not.
problem is I've been doing that with my work email, and I really need to not do that.
And that's the problem. Most of my friends are also work emails because, like working with festivals, these are all people that are your friends, and you're like, oh, fuck, I forgot that you're driving in all the way from New Mexico for this shit or something. The next thing you know, it's like, yeah, I got to get you money. Oh, yeah, because you just talking and yeah. Yeah. So how's Daryl doing?
Daryl's doing okay. Just been doing the stuff. I declined to go to McConnellCon this weekend.
Oh, you did? Oh, no.
Yeah, because
I was looking forward to seeing you.
Well, they still haven't reached out to me. I mean, Christine, she's like, have they contacted you yet? This is like yesterday. Have they contacted you yet? And I said, no. And to tell you the truth, at this late a date, I'm not interested. I'm not going to jump through all those hoops for something just 2-3 days away. Not going to happen.
Well, and I'd gotten some discussion, and now we're going to be at McConnellCon.
Hey, Kelly.
And hey, Kelly. I put on the wrong chat. Yeah, we're going to be at McConnellCon, and there is I'm talking to the Ghostbuster group this week, and we're talking about a show next week because I'll be in Topeka, and they're going to be in Hutch at that show. And I said, well, what about McConnellCon? They're like, we never heard a word. Nobody reached out.
They didn't reach out to Anime Fest.
Yeah, they didn't reach out to Anime Fest. But then again, Anime Fest didn't reach out to them,
right,
except for me. So but I was doing the other stuff. So yeah, there was definitely some confusion. I think that's probably because last year John did say that he was going to have a new director running things. But I've been kind of working with John just because we know each other. So I'm wondering if the new director is just trying to keep up. Because John at least knew everybody. Like he knows Chris and Allen and everybody. And so I'm wondering if the new person's just a little overwhelmed. And I told the Ghostbuster guys I could get them set up, but I never got a reaction. So
Kelly says that he and Scooter are going to see He-Man tomorrow. The only review that I've seen on it so far did not leave me with feel goods.
I've seen a lot of reviews. I've been watching a lot on it. I've seen some really good reviews, some out of the theater reviews, but some of them are people just excited. Today I watched one from a girl that seemed unfortunately accurate. And her review was mostly, she was a He-Man fan, casual He-Man fan.
Yeah.
And she says it reminded her of the 90s superhero movies where like they were too afraid to put them in spandex and like they just didn't want to commit to the
I think I saw the same. I think that's the same one because she was talking about that and she said she led with saying that Jared Leto is poison.
Yes.
Yep.
Well, and Jared Leto was my biggest concern through the whole thing. I know a lot of people were worried about pronouns, all that stuff. Jared Leto, can he do well? Yes, he can do great. I'm a Tron fan.
Troglodyte? Yes, he can.
I was so excited for the new Tron Ares. He is the reason I haven't watched it.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I don't know, but yeah. So if you saw this girl, she basically said that it's like they don't commit to saying like any of the characters' names until like the third act. Yeah, even He-Man's name, like they're almost like, oh, the names are too campy. Let's avoid them. And I would have rather them just head first go, yeah.
Hey,
and
I think we got McConnellCon on.
Oh, yeah, this is this is our Ghostbuster group here. Hey, Little Beard, I talked with James, reaching out to the new coordinator. Have you sent him the new coordinator contact? I have not, because I've been working with John. Just John and I are friends, so that's how we've been doing it. That's who I would have reached out to. I didn't see any reaction online, so I didn't think the group was interested at this late date. But I can do that tonight, no problem. Yeah, because if the group's gonna be there, I'll wear my Pirate Ghostbuster gear and at least come over and hang out a little bit. Uh, but I'll be pulling double duty. See, that's the thing that sucks with the Ghostbuster group too. Not that the Ghostbuster group's great. Sucks with me because like next week they'll be in Hutch. I'll be doing Pirate in Topeka, which is going to be a lot of fun, but just too much overlap.
Yeah, I know.
Um,
I think next weekend I am going to be doing the ICT Maker Fest that they have going on at the what is that place? This right downtown, the new stadium, outdoor one next to the Brickyard area.
the big stadium.
Oh, are you talking about the Wave? No, that's a.
Yeah, I think it's at the
venue-
Wave.
Okay. Well, the Wave
Yeah.
would be a good place for that.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
Wave treated us real good when we did the improv show there a few months ago with
Say what?
Say what?
Yeah.
I mean, they treated them. I shouldn't say on a public channel how well they treated them, but man, they treated them really
Right.
good to where
If,
I'm like,
if
let's
you
go there
have
and do some
negative
things.
things to say, then don't say it on the public channel. But if you have
Yeah.
positive things to say it on the
It's
public.
positive, but it's so positive. I feel like I might be painting them in a corner because they really hooked everybody up with that show. To
Hey.
where, well, at the end of the day, the Wags walked away with a paycheck out of the whole thing. It was pretty.
Nice.
It was they treated
Unexpected.
everybody well. So I guess I want to give them kudos without throwing them under a bus.
Hi, Catherine.
Hey, and I should mention, because we just got into talking like we normally do, no Cookie today, but I got a Christy. So that's
Yeah.
my wife, Christy, everybody.
You upgraded. Okay.
I've upgraded.
From what?
From Cookie, apparently.
Christy.
In fairness, I've been with Cookie more years than I have you, unfortunately.
I know,
But,
right?
Yeah.
One of the things we're going to talk about tonight, once we get caught up on things from being gone a couple of weeks and talk about a couple of events, we're going to talk about the Bricks and Minifigs, because I've been working nonstop on Anime Fest. So I'm sitting in front of a laptop all week working
Mhm.
on stuff, and she's sitting next to me. And this Lego controversy came up this week, so it has
Very
been scrolling in front of us on YouTube like crazy.
All right. Let's
So
save it.
she's invested too. Come again?
Yeah, I thought you said that you were gonna save it for just a little bit.
Oh, I am. I was just saying why she was jumping into, because she had to sit there through it all, and now she's. I was pissed from a collector's point of view, and now she's just pissed from a human being point of view. So we'll share all that here in a bit, but we should catch up on the last couple weeks, and then I'll share some info on a couple events coming up, and we'll go from there.
Okay.
I'm knocking shit over here that Christy's laughing at. Sorry.
No worries. I'm just bouncing around through my windows, getting my stuff queued up.
Well, I'll hit my geekasms real quick,
Wrong hand.
because it's been 3 weeks.
Everybody's got a few.
Mostly my fault. So I'm just
hey,
going to
last
get
one was mine.
Yeah, it was, but the two before that were mine. Which we did. I think I didn't even talk about, where we had a storm come through, pulled all of our electrical off the house. It was a whole mess.
Well, if you don't have power and you can't run your internet because you don't have power, these are all legitimate excuses not to have Comcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, Catherine is asking about the cleanup of the house, so.
Oh, the clean up the house. I would say what I've been telling everybody, we got about 85% done. Got the power on, everything was good, and we're like, good enough, back to anime. So it has been a crazy year for us on that stuff with selling the event.
Truly fearing with the storms that ran through, was it Monday night or whatever? Because it rolled right over Newton again. I was like, oh man, are you guys going to lose power again?
I walked back there and looked. I went, we lost power. We had to do the same thing twice in 6 months. I was like, please, no. The city's just going to laugh at us at this point. But no.
Kelly went to that cell at that house you're talking about. Kelly went to the cell.
Yeah. Kelly actually saw my son there and said, you need to tell your dad to come down. I did really well at the sale down this block from your house. I saw Gabe there. Yeah. I would be curious how well you did because we were in that house today. We were looking at purchasing that house actually. So
Yeah. Kelly, did you bring like a metal detector? How did you find anything?
because if we purchase the house, apparently we get everything in it. So I'd be
Yippee.
very I'd be very curious what all you saw in there because I was not wild about digging through everything. But yeah, we can chat about that after hours too. What was I? Oh, geekasms. So we were gone 3 weeks. And I hit a little stuff. 3D printing wise, I got my new print or my printer's all working. My new printer I've been bragging about was a fucking scam. So and now it's to the point where Amazon's like, so I'm just gonna get my return, and they're like, well, we have record that it's shipped, even though it's not shipped, because you can go and check.
Yeah.
We have record, so now you have to wait till you get the package and return the package. So I'm gonna probably get like, I don't know, a piece of paper in the mail or a wire in the mail or whatever I'm gonna get.
Anything even shows up. I had one thing one time that went through some shipping company that was like a huge shipping cargo containers company is apparently what they shipped it through. And there's no way to get a hold of anybody at that shipping company without having a business account with them as a shipper. So you have to get all the licensing in order to even get an account to even talk to anybody. And I'm like, screw it. The wife's shoes are gone. It's $30 down the drain. It's gone.
Yeah, well, mine's only about 70, but it's $70 that I'd like to
Yeah,
put towards
$70,
something
man.
else.
In
So,
today's economy, $70. That's two value meals. You know.
let's see I'm gonna show my last 3 weeks, but I'm gonna go through them quick. First off, they finally made a 3D print of Longshot, and I'm in the middle of it right now. I know
Nice.
he's a third-rate character nobody but me cares about, but this made me so excited. Uh, I got the print right away, started printing right away. So I'm very happy about that. Also, this last week, with all my Ghostbuster autographs, this is a little rare one. The guy that played the bad guy in Ghostbusters 2016, Answer the Call. He rarely signs Ghostbuster stuff, so I did get a Funko Pop signed by him to add to my collection. But the cool one, I don't have it in front of me because I just got it the day before yesterday, and it's on its way. Nobody else will give a shit about this, but I do. It's Iron Man number 55 I got. And for a comic collector, that is probably the most expensive Iron Man comic. Not the most expensive one with Iron Man in it, but out of all the Iron Mans, it's the most expensive. It's the first appearance of Thanos, which everybody knows Thanos and Drax the Destroyer from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Mhm.
Both their first appearances. Fairly
Well,
expensive comic book. Yeah.
it all depends on what shape it's in.
Oh yeah, shape makes a big difference.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I'm
So
seeing anywhere from $280 to $550.
oh, that's low round. Yeah, that's for rough shape. I've watched them go for 2,500 easily. Now that's CGC graded, of course. But yeah,
Oh, this
no,
one went for 19,222.
yeah, there's some of them that go real high. I was in
Yeah.
the middle of last time I was gonna buy one that I could afford, like legit in a decent shape that I could afford was when the first Avengers movie came out, and the guy in the Avengers movie, or that day I was talking to the guy. We went and watched Avengers on opening night. They did the cameo of Thanos at the end that nobody knew was going to be there. And I
Right.
came back and the guy goes, you know, I'm not selling this to you now. It's like, motherfucker. So
Oh.
it's been
Oh.
12, 13 years. I've been hardcore trying to get this comic for a reasonable price. So I finally got it the other day.
How much was the value of it then before that Avengers movie came out? How much
Uh,
was he going to sell it to you for?
I could pick it up for $300 or under on a regular basis back then. I was
Okay.
negotiating to him for $90 at the time.
Oh yeah,
Um,
that wasn't
yeah, that's not going to happen
No.
now. Now, if I go to Comic Con, I can't really find it for under 300. So yeah, and I paid less than that for it, but it was a really good deal. That trust me, it's on my face or on my
eBay.
eBay. I have a few dozen things I look up every day just to watch the price, watch for mismarked, you know, tail suspense 39, whatever. This was one of them. And after years of watching, I found one that I could afford, bought it, and comes in by Friday. So
Well,
I'm excited about that.
hopefully it comes in better than your printer did.
Yes, yes. Well, and honestly, I'd rather have this than the printer. This is something
It's
I've been
great.
trying to get because since I was a teenager, I've been trying to get all the Iron Man comics, and I'm probably about 40 comics shy of just getting every Iron Man comic that there is. And this was the most expensive one for me to still get, with the exception of Tales of Suspense, which is a whole nother thing. But yeah, okay.
Wow.
Right. I do not.
Okay. I'll be back.
All right.
My
I'll try
two
not to
geek-
talk too much Lego without you.
Okay, I'll be right back.
My
But
two
that's stuff like
geekgasms. No, we have other stuff to talk about until she gets back. My two geekgasms. One of them I already showed off to you and to Christy. Is the reason we did not have a Concast last week is because I was in the process of purchasing a new to me vehicle, and I got a 2022 Ford Maverick XLT hybrid, and I am absolutely loving that vehicle. I
It's
am.
pretty.
It is. You can't even tell. You can't even tell that it's used. It is in such great shape, and I am currently getting mixed driving. You're supposed to be able to get like 36 miles to the gallon. I'm getting 40, a little over 40 miles to the gallon mixed driving on it, city and highway, mostly highway actually. So I'm really loving this vehicle.
Well, see, I love it because on the con and festival side of stuff, it's got a bed and you can fit wine back there, or a con casting couch, or whatever we need
A
to.
little bit of it's a 4.5 foot bed, so we're not fitting a lot,
Yeah.
but we will be able to fit some, and that's the
Yeah.
important part.
Well, and that's something we need to consider too, because we've been asked to a couple of cons if we want to start bringing Concast and doing live shows again, like ICT Richard offered us. And I don't know, because I'm hoping to maybe go do something with the
Okay,
Ghostbusters group with ICT.
If we do it again, we're not doing the full couch.
Yeah. No, I get that.
No, we can just do a nice table kind of setup kind of thing. It doesn't even have to be facing. It can be a little bit off to the side so we can talk and not have, and have have a recording there, and but anyways, we can talk about placement.
Yeah,
But yeah, if we do
ICT
it,
might be the one to do it, since I'll be emceeing that one, because we just bring the guests right over to the booth, interview
Who?
them. The guests, the celebrity guests for ICT.
oh, ICT, yeah, that
Yeah,
would
we
be
got the guy playing C3PO now. Oh fuck, I can't even remember who was
he's
supposed
a
to be there.
really nice guy at Not Galaxy, at Planet Comic Con. Jessica and Beck's daughter Jaden had him record a happy getting married message for our
Oh.
friend Becca's husband, who is a huge Star Wars fan. He is a huge Star Wars fan. So him getting a little message from C3PO, and then we went ahead and loaded it onto a C3PO thumb drive for him. So he had that. So was it? Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So he's cool to have there. Who else is going to be there?
I'm printing off the full bust of C3PO to hopefully have him write something on the chest for me.
Yeah, please, right here, just write beep boop. That'd be great.
Hey, wrong droid there, buddy.
Yeah, I know, but it would be like his friend signed it for him.
You should have saved that for when Cookie was here, because then Cookie right away would be getting all fucking.
Don't worry. When you told him that I had purchased a hybrid, he immediately wrote me and tried to give me crap for a hybrid.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He's been, because I'm a big Star Wars fan. He's a much bigger one, of course, but all week he's been trying to get me to go see Mandalorian and Grogu, and I just don't have the time because we're doing
you got too much
this stuff.
going on.
But yeah, and all week he's like, "It's a Star Wars movie, bud." I'm like, "No, I would love to."
All right, but my second geekgasm is I have been working on a new model.
Okay.
And I've got most of the lighting wired into it. And it is the Enterprise D. This is just the size of the saucer section on it. All right.
Geez.
Yeah, and this one's going to be a big one. This is the lower part of the saucer section. I
For
don't
those on
have
the
the.
audio version, that's about the size of a pizza pan almost. A little smaller, a little smaller.
Yeah, it
Toilet
is.
seat.
Hold on,
It's
hold
a
on, hold on. Let
toilet
me
seat.
see here. It is, I would say, about 13 and a half, 14 inches in the width of the saucer section on this. Now, this is a 1994 kit that I picked up off of Marketplace for $10. All
Ooh.
right. And this kit is old, but it is the fiber optic kit. So you're supposed to be able to, it comes with, this came with everything that was in the original kit except for the drill bit to run the fiber optics. And the fiber optics that came with it are just way too tiny. They are what I measured them, they're 0.3 millimeter. And the drill bits, all my all my teeny tiny drill bits, no, they're 0.25, quarter of a millimeter fiber optics. All my teeny tiny drill bits were just breaking left and right. So I upgraded to 0.5 millimeter fiber optics for it. And I've been drilling like crazy. The total for this model, 250 fiber optic ports I've drilled into this thing. All
Man,
right.
and
To give you an idea.
decals you do for that and stuff too, that the tediousness on some of those, because there's times you show me some of those sheets.
Yeah. This is for the engineering section and the neck. These are all the fiber optics that go into this. All right, for those watching, and
Yeah, for those listening on audio version, yeah,
it was a big mess. It was a big mess of them. And for the top, these are all the fiber optics in the top that I ran in. There's 60 wires on here, 60 fiber optic lines. And just for the bridge that I need to put in, hold on, where is that at? The bridge, here it is. The little bridge itself gets 30 of its own lines. So all of these go up to, I don't know if you can focus, you fuck. All right. All of these go into there.
I feel like such an amateur. I got this big, that firehouse I'm doing with the Ghostbusters and the lights.
Dude, we could so do that up.
And they'll compared to what you got going on in just that. I mean, mine needs
and
5 or 6 wires and
all of these, and this doesn't include what goes into the nacelles and stuff. And keep in mind, this is a 1990s kit. It is atrocious. I'm having to fix so much horrible shit on this kit. It is atrocious. So but not including the nacelles that have their their own lights for the blue and the red at the end. All of these fiber optics go to 2 bulbs. They go down into 2 bulbs. Here's one of them that I have in here. Now, originally these were incandescent, and I said, no, we're not doing incandescent. We're going to go with LED instead. And so they all, all of the ones like up in the upper section funnel down and go into this opening, and this lights them all up. So it's not got a lot of light. I mean, it's not got a lot of stuff in there.
Well, I was going to ask, you said you were having a problem with your drill bits. Was there a reason you didn't melt through with like a needle or something, or was that too much to clean up?
That would have really messed things up. I mean, first off, a needle would have been too wide. All right.
Okay.
And secondly, that would have just you want it just big enough. Like I'm running 0.5 mil fiber optics in there. And where's it at? Yeah, right.
See, that's the difference. Some of your stuff takes a lot more detail work than some of my stuff.
Yeah. Here's what's left of my 300 foot of 0.5 mil fiber optics I bought for $8.
Yeah.
And that, was it 300 foot or was it 900 foot? I don't know. But that 0.5, you wanted just a slightly larger hole for it to go in so it doesn't fall through. And so I'm using 0.6 mil bits in order to drill through because those smaller ones were just breaking like crazy. And in order to set it and keep it from coming back out, originally I was using super glue to, set it in there. and it just really wasn't working that good. So instead, I switched over to the UV resin, just like Gabe has,
Gabe's using that all the time now. Yeah.
and I was just touch, just a little bit on the back of each one, and then hitting it with that big handheld, light source that I have, UV light source. Which, I mean, that puts out so much UV. I think I'm going to nickname it melanoma. And yeah, that thing just hardens that up in just like 10 seconds, and I'll do like 8 or 10 at a time, so I don't lose count and stuff. But yeah, that's been a lot of long work of drilling and putting in all those little fiber optic wires.
That's the stuff that makes me feel like I got to work up to that still. I got to jump on it. And think of that, because you were talking about the 3D prints. If you got anything you've made or model or anything, I'm donating 2 3D prints to the charity auction this year. We're doing at Anime Fest. We're doing a charity auction. There's a lady that takes in abandoned animals and helps them find new homes and stuff, and she doesn't get any government funding for it. So we're trying to kind of help her out this year with it. It's
Nice.
all legit. Trust me. So I am donating 2. I got one here that's almost done. It's a wall plaque of a death skull with a Fallout logo in it and stuff. And then I got one down here. It wouldn't matter if I picked it up or not, but it's here's the base. It's Alphonse from Full Metal Alchemist. I'm putting together and painting for the event. So
I'll see if I can come up with something, because truly, no. The only things I've been 3D printing this last week, except for some replacement kit cards or card kits, is one of the great things about that Ford Maverick is when they were coming up with it 4 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, when they were on the drawing board, they really were pushing for DIY community. And so they designed that to be able for people to 3D print accessories and all kinds of stuff for it. And so I've been doing a little bit of stuff like that for my new whip. And like I made a tow hitch cover.
Yep.
Well, of course I did a Star Trek one. What?
I've seen a couple I want to make. Star Trek one, was it the emblem? Was it like okay.
Yeah, it's just the emblem. And I was going simple, but the thing is I made it out of ASA. Okay. Instead of PETG, I had some black and some white ASA, so I made it out of that. And that stuff is even more resistant to heat and UV than PETG is or ABS. But it is extremely caustic, and you have to have an enclosed printer to do it, because the print head, when I set everything up and was going, the print head was printing at 280 degrees Celsius. That's its print temperature.
You're getting up to the max of my machine. I think my machine's 290.
I think the Elegoo can do like 310 or 315 max, and the heated bed can go up to like 100, and the bed was going to 90 to run the ASA. But the Achilles heel is the Elegoo does not have a chamber heater, so that really keeps down what the more exotic filaments that I can use. Like I really can't dive into the carbon fiber filaments. Not that I would, but those really require a heated chamber to keep them at the right temperature.
Let's see. I did want to mention, because Kelly jumped in with Mando and Grogu sucked. I've heard that, unfortunately.
I did as well.
I know Kelly well enough that sometimes he can be a little critical, but he's also a big geek and a Star Wars fan. So, I feel like it's probably accurate.
If you're a Star Wars fan, sometimes you have to just go and support, right? Because I mean, of all the latest offerings from the Star Wars universe, Mandalorian has been the better of what's been coming out. So you have to go and support even the crappy ones of that, so that they go, okay, this outlook on the universe is making more money than this other outlook was making. So let's focus more on what the people like, because they're going to follow the money. So you got to support the bad shit. The simple fact
that they listened to the fans, pulled Kathleen Kennedy off of that, let Jon Favreau and Dave
Mhm.
Filoni and stuff taking over. It's like forever, all we've been saying, not all, but a big chunk of it is let the right people, like the fans and shit, do it. Stop giving it to like a random like Brian Johnson and say, just do what you want, even though you're not a real fan. That kind of shit, don't do that.
Yeah.
They gave it over to the fans, so now I want to support
Oh,
that. But I
oh,
am
it
getting a
reminds me.
little tired of
What did I
Grogu.
hear? Someone sent me something on Stargate today.
Yeah.
There was going to be a new Stargate show.
New Stargate. I bet
They-
Rich knows all about
They
it.
said no. They said no, and they shut it down. And here's their rationale. Here's the reason it's going to suck balls. The rationale was, well, this is they had, what did they say? They were 20 weeks into writing or something like that. They were like really going on this on it. And then the powers that be said, no, this seems like it's too much written for people who already like it. So we're not going to do that. And literally they said, we're not going to do that. Instead, we're just going to go ahead and bring in people who don't know anything about the universe. That way we can get a fresh perspective and try to bring in more people. And let me tell you, from someone who had to suffer through Star Trek Discovery, Star Trek, and Starfleet Academy, that is the absolute worst idea there is. All right. I'm sorry. A brilliant mind like whoever it was that did the Batman movies from the 1989. What was his name?
Tim Burton.
Tim Burton.
Tim Burton did the original. Yeah.
Yeah.
The first
People
two.
like him come along only once in a generation, and it's not going to happen for Stargate. I'm sorry. So they're messing that up.
Yeah, I think I've never been a big Stargate fan, but Robin in the group, huge. Like we'd be interviewing somebody on Comcast, I'd have no idea, and then Rich wouldn't say anything the whole fucking episode, and he'd lean in and just go, Stargate episode 42, Commander so and so, third scene, second on the right, and they'd be like, "How'd you know?" And Rich just knew all that shit.
How do you know? I got 28 cents on my last residual check. You know more than anybody.
Yeah. So it's knowing that a super fan like that, I both want to and not want to at all hear Rich's opinion on this. Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
exactly. But anyways, I had something else I wanted to cover that I think is freaking phenomenal. All right. And this is something that is straight up your alley as a horror, loving guy. All right.
Okay.
All right. This is about Curry Barker is the guy's name. All right.
I don't know if I
And
know that.
I have watched his YouTube channel. All right. He's had a YouTube channel now for like 9 years. All right. It's called That's a Bad Idea. Him and his, best friend, Cooper Tomlinson, have been doing these comedy skits for 9 years, and they're pretty darn funny. And I've been watching them for like the last 3 or 4 years, occasionally when they come up on my feed. And I thought they were fun little sketch comedy that they're doing. And it's all been low budget. And I thought they were great. Then all of a sudden, like 2-3 weeks ago, he's blowing up my feed. All right. Stories about this guy. So basically what happened is let me see. He's been doing the comedy stuff, and then he had a breakout short. In 2023, Barker wrote and directed a horror short film called The Chair for their YouTube channel. It went completely viral, racking up 5.5 million views and catching the eye of major industry producers. All right. So then, 2024, he created his no-budget masterpiece, Milk and Cereal. All right. Which is available. You can watch it on YouTube.
Yeah.
It's a 62-minute found footage horror film centering around a pair of online prank creators whose stunts take a deeply dark turn. Barker wrote, directed, starred in, edited, and scored the entire film. All right. The absolute kicker is he made it for $800.
Well,
All
it's
right.
starting to sound like the Markiplier kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. He made it for $800, released it entirely for free on YouTube after spending a year trying to get a standard distribution. It became a massive word-of-mouth phenomenon, leading directly to him signing with United Talent Agency, UTA, in 2025. All right? So following his internet success, Barker made the jump to studio system with Obsession, which premiered at the Toronto International Film Festival as a runner-up for the Midnight Madness People's Choice Award. The film sparked a bidding war at the Toronto International Film Festival, selling to Focus Features for roughly $15 million.
Is this
All
the
right.
guy Gabe was telling us about the other day?
It might be. Reported to be
Gabe,
the
this sounds
highest
familiar.
price ever paid for a genre movie in the festival's history. All right. Jason Blum of Blumhouse later stepped in to back the theatrical release. The premise, it's a twisted monkey's paw psychological supernatural horror film. All right. Shot for $750 million budget, the movie became an unprecedented theatrical hit, crossing the coveted $100 million mark worldwide, and has even seen its box office numbers rise 2 weekends in a row. All
Wait,
right.
did you say a $750 million budget?
750,000.
Okay. Okay. I was like, that didn't
Yeah,
add
no,
up.
yeah.
Okay.
All right. So, going now, moving forward, he's already got something else called Project Anything But Ghosts. It's a horror comedy feature co-written with his friend Cooper Tomlinson. It stars Aaron Paul, Bryce Dallas Howard, and Violet McGraw. So he's already got big names on it. Following a pair of ghost hunter con artists who accidentally encounter a real entity, and it's currently in post-production. And he has officially signed on with A24 to direct, write, and executive produce a new grounded, brutal, and raw feature film reboot of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
This is the guy. Yeah. This is the guy Gabe was telling us about the other day then. Yeah.
And I just think it is phenomenal that this guy, who is just an internet, I mean, all he did for the longest time is him and his friends did fun little internet, videos, most of them just a couple minutes long. All right. And then he just polished his chops, put out a couple movies, and did really good. And now he is on that Jordan Peele trajectory.
Yep.
All right.
Gabe was telling me about it. And it's because it's a big trend because he just got back from watching The Backrooms, which is a whole nother thing we'll cover again some other time. But, and he was talking about all these content creators on the internet that like Markiplier's, which we covered before, and just that's kind of where a lot of it seems like a lot of shit's going. Like that's the next big boom is these.
This is one of the things that I tell you when it comes to a lot of these things, when it comes to assets that they need in order to flesh out their movies, this is where AI is going to, and AI generated objects that you can put into your movies. This is what's going to democratize this whole new boom of people who are generating content. I mean, to take what you've already filmed and just say, okay, now put the Eiffel Tower in the background so they can look like they're at a French cafe for my really deep scene where they're are breaking up after years of whatever the hell. I think this is really gonna help fuel this whole new wave of producers. I've been saying this for years.
But for every person every person that uses that AI reasonably for a movie,
reasonably,
there's going to be other, like this week I couldn't tell you the amount of, as much as we've been sitting in front of YouTube, the amount of AI totally AI made movies that are out there right now, trailers that full movies, and some of them look
some of them I watched a couple of I watched a couple really fun, just a couple minute long, kung fu theater fight scenes. One of them was Wednesday Addams versus Elvira. All right.
We just watched Uncle Fester versus Beetlejuice.
And that's the other one I saw. And this is what my AI dollar is going for, is stuff like that. That's the kind of AI stuff I am fine with. But
what's the new one they keep showing? It's the Have a Nice Day or something. Have you seen this where it's the new trailer? It's these two psych ward people like pushing a girl in a wheelchair and all she can say is like have a nice day or something. And then
I might have buzzed over it but not watched it.
It actually looks pretty good. It looks like a nice creepy little, it's kind of like Smile or a lot of those other movies where there's like a contagious thing that goes from one person to another. and you can tell it's AI, but it almost gives it a creepy edge.
Mhm.
But it's
Right.
also creepy in the sense of I sure hope this isn't where all my horror movies are going to.
Yeah.
You know,
And I don't think so. I mean, because I'd like to point out that we have we have survived the onslaught of CGI. All right. We had the apex of practical effects with Jurassic Park. All right. That was the apex of practical effects. All right. And then from there was this huge, just fucking face first cliff dive off the precipice into everything that was CGI. And it was so bad for
yep,
so long. But you know what? That was a fine seed that weeded out the crap, and now people have learned that a little bit of CGI goes. I mean, even big blockbuster movies overdid it. In my opinion, the CGI fight at the end of Black Panther was horrible.
yeah, I agree
Right,
with that. Good
and
movie.
they're learning
Yeah,
from that.
just yeah,
Yeah, they're learning because that. I mean, that is like my only bitch of that entire movie was how unrealistic that CGI fight scene was.
yeah. Um, Honk and Megan both chimed in.
Hey,
Megan chimed in right after we got done talking about Star Wars. Uh, and Honk, I was talking about you earlier when we were talking about how bad I am at returning emails. So we're watching shit people send me. Um, but there was something I was going to say with the AI before I jumped on the other stuff.
oh, other AI thing, really quick. For
Yeah,
those who have a Gemini AI account, a new thing that they just released, I think it was either yesterday or today, is it might have been yesterday. Um, if you go into your Google Drive, there's a little thing up at the top, organize my files. If you click that, the AI will go through, find all of your loose files, and then suggest which folders it should be moved into. You get to approve everything. And if you have a stuff that doesn't have a folder that it falls into already, it will offer to go ahead, create the folder, and move those loose files into it for you. So it is organizing your loose files that you have in your Google Drive. And I told it to do it, and a lot of stuff got moved to folders I already had, but there was like a whole slew that were just old resumes and applications and stuff like that. And it's like, okay, you got all these. I can create a folder called, resumes and applications and move them all in if you want. I was like, fucking go for it, dude. And they just cleaned up my drive. So that's a good thing. That's a good thing for AI right there.
Yeah.
I did remember the AI thing. It was a casual mention. Last night we were putting together a whole bunch of stuff for the group that's buying the anime festival from us,
Yep.
and one of their questions was, what negative feedbacks have you had where the public has like been upset or blah blah blah, and we had
Yeah,
to
they
go
said
through.
there was not enough ash there and he needs to be paid. All right.
That was
That's what
that
they were
was
saying.
that was the biggest complaint.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Uh,
was. It was.
but the second biggest, we were thinking like when the public's been upset about something, like every once in a while there's something like a guest had to cancel or really one
Yeah.
of the biggest outcries we had was last year. We used AI on some of the badges,
Yeah.
not intentionally, but and that over 20 some years of running this event, one of the biggest hiccups that like sending to the new owner, it's like it's almost a surprise of it's literally we used artwork people didn't approve of on one thing.
Yep.
Like I want to go like when we've had to change dates last minute, which has
Mhm.
happened, or change locations, that shit not near the public outcry AI on a badge created. And it
AI
just was a
is
little bit,
really,
you know,
and a funny thing right now is a lot of these, there's several large tech companies, Microsoft and a whole lot of these large tech companies that have, like, okay, 5, 6 years ago, the job to have was software developer. Anything to do with software or anything like that, that was the job, the high paying job. You could write your own ticket if you got certified in that stuff. All right. Now, that is one of the largest fields that people are getting let go from because they're using AI. Well, just this last couple of weeks, all these big companies are backpedaling because they're finding that using AI to do this stuff is costing more than it costs to pay humans to do it because of the cost of using the AI, then the cost of going back through and error checking everything that the AI has done. So it costs more for them to use AI than it costs to use human
Oh,
engineers.
fabulous.
They're
as
starting
much
to
as much as I'm in support of AI, I mean, I'm one of those guys that could say my job gets hurt by it. It helps but you know how many
Mhm.
times I've gotten back a hold of a convention or a festival that I'm helping out, and they go, oh yeah, no, we figured it out. We asked AI, and they told us how to do those liquor sales or something. It's like, fuck, all my knowledge is starting to go away because they can just ask AI, and that's part of my
yeah,
job is just having all this experience. But it's
but just wait until AI steers them wrong. I was talking to
right.
one of my coworkers
We had
today,
that too. Yeah.
and he was like, "Oh yeah, I was," because he's all big gearhead and into tuning vehicles and stuff like that. And he's like, "Yeah, I was all ready, to this vehicle. We're going to put this long block engine in, and torque it up. It's going to be a supercar killer, 1,000 horse, all this stuff like that." And he goes, and I was talking to AI, and we had it all, the whole pipeline figured out. And then it turns out that the vehicle that we were looking at, you can't fit a long block engine into it. Although AI totally swore you could fit. I mean, and if he had not figured that out before purchasing the motor, purchasing the donor car, and all the stuff like that, he would have been out thousands of dollars. And that's going to happen to a lot of these people. They're going to lean too hard into these things that are, basically less trustworthy than Wikipedia. They're going to lean too hard into it, and then it's going to come back to bite them, and then they're going to come scurrying for you again and saying, please, please, please fix my major fuck up.
I've had to show a number of people with comic book stuff because people go, well, just ask AI how much that's worth. And it's like,
No.
And so I've got certain examples now that I can actually use with people that know comic books. I'll go, okay, you just ask that AI, like, what's the first appearance of this character or that character or whatever. It's going to give you the wrong answer because, it's something that comic book nerds know. And if you look it up, you can kind of figure it out. But they have, like Spider-Man's first black suit appearance, for example, or even Long Shot's another good one. AI almost always gets it wrong.
Mhm.
And I'll show them, I'll say, okay, now say, what about annual number 10? And then AI always goes, good catch. Every time AI gets it wrong. And you would think, I've asked that question dozens of times, they would pick up on it. Hasn't.
I had it mess up on stuff like, okay, I just got this new vehicle. They gave me the whole VIN printout, which showed all of the standard maintenance stuff that had been done on it. All right, because it's still under warranty. All of these things had been done at the dealership, so I got a full list of everything done to it, which I like. So I took pictures of all that, loaded up to AI, so we could start parsing the data. All right, and then I was like, okay, is there anything in this that I should worry about? And it's like, oh yeah, if you look at 5/25 of 2024, it had a long block replacement on the engine, and so that means that there was all kinds of problems. And I'm looking through there, I'm like, okay, first off, there's nothing on 5/20, there's nothing in May of 24 that was done on this vehicle. And secondly, it doesn't have a long block engine in it. It's got a little fucking four banger. All right. So it completely made that shit up. And you just got to watch this, you got to watch it. But one of the things I enjoy now is with Gemini, and I have it tied into my emails and all the stuff like that. I get a daily catch up from it. It'll go ahead and say, hey, you want your daily? And it will, okay, these are the emails that you got that you need to worry about. All right. And I can go ahead and check off the ones that I've done. And if I don't check them off, then on the next day's daily thing, it'll be like, okay, you still have this one. Did you take care of it? And so it's a nice little checklist. It'll go through all kinds of stuff. I enjoyed that. I enjoy the usefulness of it, just like the cleaning up of my Google Drive. That is useful. That's all I want from AI. All right. I don't want robots to do anything but fold the fucking laundry and vacuum. Okay. That's what I want robots for. Fold my damn laundry and put it away.
Well,
Clean your toilet.
No, okay. I worship our future robot overlords, and I will clean up my own fucking shit stains. Okay, I'm not going to put that on the robot.
Here's our robot overlords.
Yeah.
Well, I could go on more of that, but we've already been rambling. Not rambling.
Okay, so let's go on this brick thing. All
right. So, have you seen much on this?
No.
Okay.
No,
so
I barely touched on it because you had sent me that video, something about this Ben dude, and so I did a quick Google search on who the hell this dude is, and it gave me a little thing really quick, and that's it. So I'm fresh.
It unfortunately is a long story, so I will do a big recap and we can discuss. But because I even had this when I went to rehearsal the other day for the WAGs, and I walked in because the police, Utah police had just made an announcement about all this, and I had to stay and watch it. So I was late to rehearsal, and I went in and I realized the guys only knew like 10% of the story, and they were all pissed. So with me, it started about a month ago. We had watched a documentary because I was looking at selling some Legos, and I decided Bricks and Minifigs was a good place to go. And I am one of those guys. I tell people, like, if you want to sell your comic books, your collectibles, going to comic stores is a lot like going to a pawn shop.
Mm-hmm.
And I hate that because a lot of my friends own comic book stores. And I do. It's not a bad thing to do, but if you're an honest to goodness collector that wants to get the most out of your collection, you need to try to sell it yourself or find a third party that will sell it for you.
That's always the case.
Huh?
I said that's always the case. I mean, if you go to anybody who specializes in it, they are in it to make $1.
Right.
So that's just the way it is.
Right. So it's one of those things. As a fan, sometimes I get a little upset when I watch stores screw people over. And I watched a little mini doc, and it was Bricks and Minifigs, and they were screwing people over. They even tried to steal some Legos and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, not them. Brushed it off, didn't think much of it till this last week when this ongoing was unaware of exploded. A elderly man had the world's largest Star Wars Lego collection worth about $200,000.
Good for him.
He's sick, he has cancer. So he told his son, we got to pay for some of this stuff. His son decided to sell the Lego collection, took it to Bricks and Minifigs, which is probably the largest used Lego outlet in the United States. They are not associated with Lego, they just sell Lego.
Right.
And they put it on consignment there, and it was on consignment, I want to say, for like a year or so.
Oh, yeah.
For a while, good long while.
That's unusual. That's unusual.
Well, they were selling. I mean, it's a lot of.
Were they piecemealing it out? It was piecemealed out.
Yeah, it was piecing out. So it was on a consignment. The people that own the store, it looks like, were doing a real good job with them. Everything was good. The people that own the store, her husband's a writer. He got offered a real great job overseas somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
So she got a hold of corporate for Bricks and Minifigs, said, we will be moving soon. We got this job offer. Bricks and Minifigs weren't real wild about that, but they said, you got to kind of get permission to be able to sell your, because it's a franchise. So you got to get permission and stuff. And
Makes
Bricks
sense.
and Minifigs said, and I'm giving you everything I say is me based on watching lots and lots of material. It is my opinion. There's lots of alleged blah, blah, blah.
All right.
But so Bricks and Minifigs, there's video of almost everything. But Bricks and Minifigs decides just like one day they come in and say, we're taking the store over from these people. They're just mad they're moving. So he said, yeah, you can just get the hell out right now. We'll keep everything.
And we'll do a list of everything in the store and send that to you.
They even got it on video of her going, what about these consignments? There's a lot of money here. They're like, we're taking over the consignment. It's all good. They wouldn't even let her do inventory. They just kicked them right out the door. So then
That's not legal. That's not legal.
There's a lot of not legal. I mean, this thing explodes. I'll go through this and you'll go, yeah, it's a bad situation. I'll be like, I'm 10% of the way through. So, and I am skimming over shit, but so Bricks and Minifigs takes over the store with new owners. And they just tell this guy, yeah, sorry about your collection. We don't have it. So yeah. And there's probably still about $120,000 worth of stuff there, at least minimum.
Mm-hmm.
So they say, yeah, sorry about your luck. We don't have it. This guy, his son fought him for, it's been a while now. I want to say like 2 years or something.
Is the guy still alive?
He is still alive. He's still battling cancer.
Good for him.
And he's doing it without the money that they needed, of course.
Right.
But so this guy did everything he could to try to get some kind of thing. He recorded a bunch of stuff. So did a lot of YouTubers. And they've got Bricks and Minifigs CEO, the people running the store, just pretty much going, yeah, there's nothing you can do. Sue us if you want, but it's going to be bad for you because we're just going to wreck you in court. We have enough money to do that. There's not much you can do. I mean,
we'll just make it last so long that you will pay more money in lawyer fees and court fees than what your collection is worth.
And this stuff is not, I mean, Bricks and Minifigs denies it, but they've got it. I mean, it's all on video and stuff. Let's see. Kristen says, my law tuber I watch. Yep,
Yeah.
he's on our list for watching that one tonight.
Yep.
I might cover some of the legal filings if there are any. So anyhow, so they said take us to court and you'll just lose and you'll lose a lot of money. So then he reaches out to this YouTuber, Reckless Ben, and he also later reaches out to two very good YouTubers, which is Penguin Zero or Moist Critical, most people know him as, and then the other one being
Coffeezilla.
Coffeezilla. So he reaches out to them and they start covering it. And all they do is just make announcements saying, hey, this is happening to this guy. They've been reaching out to Bricks and Minifigs to try to get taken care of. You guys aren't taking care of it. This is us, the public, saying, please take care of this, right? And that's what really blew it up. Reckless Ben made a documentary on it right before that, showing everything. And Bricks and Minifigs fought it. So finally, Reckless Ben, they couldn't take him to court. They did a bunch of stuff to try to get Bricks and Minifigs to sue them so that would pay for the court costs. It didn't work. So they took him to small claims court, won in small claims court. And so it was looking good. And then Bricks and Minifigs said, okay, well, we'll just shut down that location and claim a loss. And they did, so they wouldn't have to pay. So then they put a big banner up. Reckless Ben puts a big banner up saying these people stole money. This is why this location's closed. They closed the location down immediately to where like there was a 6-year-old in the parking lot there for their birthday, not knowing that the store was closed and they didn't know where to go. I mean, it was kind of rough.
Yeah.
So then they shut the store down, and it feels like the only way to do this now is YouTube. And this is kind of where shit blew up last week with all the big YouTubers.
Public outcry is what's needed at this point.
So it looked like things were starting to go good until all of a sudden the police got involved.
In Utah, because this all happened in Salem, Oregon. The Bricks and Minifig store was in Salem, Oregon.
And the CEO lives in Utah.
Well,
right?
they got the new owners of the Salem, Oregon store live in Utah. Yeah. So they went to Utah to sorry, I just took over.
No, you're good.
No.
I got you in here so I don't forget stuff.
So they took over the store, these people from Utah.
And then
now I forgot what I was saying.
So then all of a sudden Ben starts getting like pulled over. Like he gets pulled over for running a stop sign.
By the Utah police.
By the Utah police. And he's getting harassed. And they'll just come up to the car and they'll start harassing him. They know exactly who he is, all this stuff. And it seemed real fishy and weird. So he requests the body cam footage and the dash footage. He stopped fully at the stop sign, everything starts looking a little suspicious. Come to find out, the son of the sick man who owned all the Legos says, yeah, I've been dealing with that. The Bricks and Minifigs people are big Mormons in the Mormon church. They donate a lot of money, and there's a lot of Mormon police that are backing this. And the police, I'm just going to say it, my opinion, and most of the United States opinion at this point, it's a big deal. The Utah police are corrupt as fuck. They end up raiding this guy's house.
Well,
the Airbnb they're staying in because Bricks and Minifigs says that they stole the Legos and everything. There's no way I can do this story justice without taking the full hour.
Mm-hmm.
There's so much illegal shit. I'm going to encourage anybody they can to go just look at it. But what has been happening now is the public all gets involved. They're watching this body cam footage by the police. I mean, I'm not seeing any YouTube channels, anybody out there saying, no, the police are in the right or anything. Everybody's pretty much siding with this Reckless Ben YouTuber and the guy that got screwed. Bricks and Minifigs made a statement and did some interviews that just contradicted a bunch of shit. Everybody just says, yeah, you're full of shit. You're lying. We've got video of you saying this stuff. You didn't do inventory when you left. I mean, they screwed these people. And now Bricks and Minifigs, a $100 million corporation, is about ready to go bankrupt. They're in a lot of trouble.
Good.
They're too far in now to back out or make a real really anything to negotiate with. So they're just threatening lawsuits to everyone. They had been arrested multiple times now on nothing.
Trumped up charges.
even in the body cam footage, at one point you can see a cop, like the cops are harassing him. You can just watch the cop walk right up. Ben's just standing there. Cop grabs his arm, jerks him, says, "Don't move." Dislocates his arm. And because Ben used a example of what a dislocated arm looked like in his video, the police said, "See, he never."
That's the wrong arm
yeah,
that he's showing on there.
That's not his arm in the X-ray. He used stock footage, so that means he's lying. It's like, no, I just used stock footage because I didn't have an X-ray of my fucking arm, you know.
Right.
And it is corrupt as shit. I mean, it is the police, it is this major corporation, everything. And again, I am giving a summary of this so that we
Right.
can talk about it a little bit. But the little video I sent you is the thing that did my heart good this week, because of all the things that are blowing up on this. When they arrested Ben, they said it's because you put up a Patreon and a GoFundMe, and in it you're asking for money and you're saying these people did things that we don't know that they did. Basically, it was bullshit. And so they arrested him on it and said that all needs taken down. So then Bricks and Minifigs sent a deal to Patreon saying you need to take that Patreon down. And I'll just let you play that little 50-second video because it will make you feel good about it.
Dear Creator Community, my name is Jack Conti, and I'm the CEO and co-founder of Patreon. On May 29th, Patreon received an official takedown request filed by Bricks and Minifigs for media and accounts related to Reckless Ben and an ongoing dispute regarding a local Lego consignment issue. This is the verified complaint with exhibits. This is the request for immediate content removal pursuant to temporary restraining order. And this is the motion for the temporary restraining order and preliminary injunction. So after an extensive review and investigation by Patreon's trust and safety team, we have in fact, unfortunately determined that Bricks and Minifigs can stuff it. We're keeping Ben's page up. And if Bricks and Minifigs doesn't like that, they can sue us. Patreon out.
Yeah, good luck on that one. That is that's a much larger company.
Yeah.
I love it because that's what Bricks and Minifigs. There's so much documented evidence of Bricks and Minifigs saying you don't like it, sue us. And him doing it just made me go, yes. So,
Sorry,
you're-
that started playing the next video over the top of what you were saying. What?
well, I was saying that there's so much evidence out there, video of Bricks and Minifigs every time somebody confronts them. And I mean, you got to watch these videos. It is a constant, like they go to serve him papers. Police come and harass him about 5 times as he's serving papers. Police tried to serve the papers and he's like, yeah, he just didn't want them. It's like, you're the police. Now,
Yeah.
the police just said, yeah, he didn't want them, so we didn't give them to him.
No, see, that's not how
legit.
serving papers works. As soon
Yeah,
as
I
they
know.
put it, it's theirs. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter if you don't want it. I mean,
It's
I've
rough as well.
watched enough Law and Order to know that shit. Don't
And all
go.
this stuff
You
is
know, okay.
$200,000 worth of Legos. I mean, a lot of money, but the simple fact that every time Bricks and Minifigs didn't like something, they're just like, sue us. We'll destroy you. And to have a bigger boy come in, it's like that big guy at school that stands up to the bullies, you know, come in and go, don't like it, sue us. I just love that.
Yes.
But yeah, the Lego community is just up in arms about it. For the most part, everybody's just like, yeah, we're not going to do any business with them until they make this right.
Good. That's exactly what you do. Is you completely cut off their money. That's all these people care about is their money. That's how they keep score. Is their money.
That's where our power is. We can say, no, we don't like this by not giving them our money.
Exactly. It's their money.
My concern here, because I really want to just, like, I want to make posts and just saying, like, fuck Bricks and Minifigs, blah, 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 and talk about. However, it's a franchise. And a lot of these people that own these stores, like the one in Wichita or whatever, you know,
they're innocent.
They're looking at losing their businesses over corporate being dicks.
And
so I feel
can
bad
do is they can get the fuck out of that franchise and open up their own, you know, Bricks R Us, or you know, Built Like a Brick house, whatever the hell you want to call it. All right, and get the hell away from them. I mean, just because you know are hugging on to the rail of the fucking Titanic doesn't mean that get in the goddamn get in the goddamn rescue boat. All right, get off the Titanic. All right.
Well, and like I say, I didn't even do this any kind of justice because there's
No.
so many incidents in there of them like trying to make things right, trying to do things the legal way. And I'm not kidding. Like when you watch the police footage of this, if I saw this on like a serial TV show or something about cops, I'd go, yeah, that's fake as shit. That would never happen in real life.
Well,
Constantly.
it's like God, who's the guy who did the song Then I Got High?
Oh,
Afro
yeah,
Man.
Afro Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Afro Man. Come on, man.
Honestly,
He fucking just schooled those police.
Right.
I mean, everything was in those cops' favor until it actually got to a real court. And then all of their nefarious, insider stuff all went against them. And it might be this might have to step out of Utah. I don't know why it is happening in Utah. I mean, why,
well,
because
some of the crimes have been committed there.
If this stuff happened in Oregon, is where the actual first offensive thing took place at, then this stuff should be, tried in the state of Oregon, which means you will not have the Utonian. Is that a word? I'm using it. The Utonian legal system in order to cushion the blow coming at them.
Well, here's the problem: is they can't take Bricks and Minifigs to court really on this. Bricks and Minifigs keeps changing their story because now their story is like the original owners did a bad contract, blah blah blah. But they've changed it so much; it's obvious it's bullshit.
Yeah.
But they can't afford to sue Bricks and Minifigs, so Bricks and Minifigs is suing Reckless Ben based on the things he did while he was in Utah. So I think everything's happening in Utah because those are the crimes that they're going after.
So Reckless Ben went to Utah to serve papers to the owners of the
Right.
Bricks and Minifig store out of Salem, Oregon.
Right.
And could never get them served. But they couldn't go forward with the rest of their case again without serving the papers. So they were kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. They stuck around Utah trying to figure out ways to serve the papers. And so that's why because every arrest was in Utah. But when they first start, I mean, all their court cases that they've done against Bricks and Minifigs has been in Salem, Oregon.
So if you lit their house on fire, so they had to run out, and as they're running out, you just smack them with the papers. How illegal would that be?
Pretty illegal.
Yeah.
Never mind. We'll think of a better way.
One of the things they're getting him for is he got trespassed from the property, so he couldn't go on. He got legitimate process servers to come with him to do this stuff. Just him being across the street, he got in trouble for harassment because he was waiting for the guy to come out. They put up a sign hoping the guy would come out and take down the sign, just basically saying he stole stuff.
Yeah.
And they got in trouble just for being there to serve papers. One of the big things they're pointing out is he had a buddy dressed as a UPS driver to go serve the papers. And because that buddy was on his property in a disguise, that's nefarious activity, and they're going after him for that. Not that he was there to serve the papers. That means nothing, and it's
But see, the problem is if they attempt to try to get something like that to stick, that sets precedences that these, that legally they don't want, because then that all of a sudden constrains every other process server in that state, if not set precedents for the country. So if they, if that goes to a court of law, that court of law has to take into account that if I rule in favor of douche canoes over here, that means every other process server is going to be hampered by this. And so we won't be able to get all of our legal stuff done that we need done for the courts. And that would cause a huge backlog. So that might not actually float.
Well, I know as of yesterday, I think the UBI is getting involved.
Oh, I hadn't heard that.
The Utah
Bureau of Investigation.
Yeah. They're getting involved because of all the police corruption, because the police have made multiple, like Sunday I had to stay and watch that, which they just make a big statement on all the body cam footage where they get caught lying and doing bad stuff, and they don't even address it. They just go through all the things that Bricks and Minifigs say that Reckless Ben did illegal, and that's they don't address all the bad stuff they did, and then they said,
That's
like,
exactly what internal affairs is for. I
right,
mean, this should have been addressed by internal affairs before it ever got to the UBI. All
well,
right.
like,
And the fact that the internal affairs is not addressing it is a whole nother string for the UBI to pull on to see what unravels.
Oh, yeah, for
like,
sure.
like there's video where they get pulled over because they're suggested or they're accused of having heroin. Is that right?
Yes.
Heroin in the car. And they even come up and say, yeah, somebody said you had heroin. Later now, the police statement, I mean, you can watch on the body cam, it all happened in real
Yeah.
time. And then when the police made their statement, they're like, oh, no, we just pulled him over coincidentally, and we could recognize they were on heroin. And you watch a little interview, and they're like, I've never done drugs in my life. Yeah, we'll take whatever you need to take. They still, and then when the police made their statement later, they're like, yeah, we just knew. And we kind of like, we still know. It just, we're the police and we said so. So they were on heroin at the time. We searched for 2 or 3 hours. It was 3 hours, but we never found anything. But that's only because they hid it real well. It's like,
Yeah.
well, this is like me being a high school kid again, getting pulled over all the time and say, you're smoking pot in a car. And it's like, I haven't ever smoked pot in my life. That kind of shit. They know it just is, you know?
Yeah.
And
And that's the
Yeah.
problem is these people have for so long, felt themselves to be above the law that they feel they can just do and say whatever they want to do, and their version will be held as the truth. And this is one of the reasons I am such a proponent for body cam footage. That is such
oh,
a
he's
huge
requested every
thing.
bit of it too.
Yeah.
Well, and like Kristen said, my law tuber, same guy we watch, he's jumped in and they just did 2 hours worth of video, I think, that we still need to watch.
Mhm.
That he's giving them legal advice, trying to help them out because everybody's jumping on board because they see the corruption going
Oh, yeah.
on. So he's getting involved,
and they're going to get some pro bono fucking lawyers going to be
Oh,
hopping
God,
on
yeah.
there, because if they're able to, say, all right, I'll do it for free and I'll only take a percentage if we win. All right.
Yeah.
That could be a lot of freaking money.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
I hope they do help out because they did do a GoFundMe for the original guy that owned the Legos,
Yeah.
and it's 365,000 right now, which is
Excellent.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
However, now Bricks and Minifigs is suing that dude's son, so that's all that money they got to say because he's done slander and he's caused all these problems for them, and they're innocent.
This is where the
And-
pro bono lawyer comes in.
Right.
I mean, and
So
they need to
they-
actually step forward and not just give their opinions on a freaking YouTube channel.
they're in a position where they need to use some money to survive, pay medical bills and
Yeah.
stuff, but they got to save all this money for legal shit now. So it's like, yeah, the money's there, that's great, but it might not be usable.
Yeah.
It's just a
And in
mess.
which case, if something happens to Dad, I'd sue Bricks and Minifigs for murder because
Yeah.
they took away the money that would be used for that.
Yeah, I think they have fucked I think the only ways out of this is replace some CEOs at this point. Or
Even still, they have burned the bridge.
They-
At this point, they have. I mean, I had known nothing about Legos except for the couple models I have, and now I will absolutely do no business whatsoever with anything that even sounds like their name.
no, now Lego's good. Lego.
No,
itself-
I mean Bricks and Minifigs.
Bricks and Minifigs, yeah,
Yeah.
because the Lego community has come to this guy's back like crazy.
Yeah, no,
But-
I don't have a problem with Lego.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, Bricks and Minifig. Because honestly, I was considering. I've got thousands of dollars. I've kept every Lego I've ever owned since I was a kid. They're all in the basement, and so yeah, I had rich parents, so fucking spoiled rotten there. So I've got a lot of good shit, and that's what I was looking at is maybe going to like one of those places. Not.
See, I had the poor
completely
parent,
getting me away from
so-
it.
I had kids in the neighborhood. I'd go over to their house so I could play with their Legos.
Oh,
That's
I'm sorry,
what
man.
They got to having Legos.
I'm sorry. You can come play with my Legos because then I've also had 3 kids, now a 4th, all Lego fans. So you can look at my collection and see which kid I was playing with Legos with during which time. Because the last one was the big one, the Ninjago Gabe collection. I've
Oh,
got
yeah.
so many Ninjagos down there, and I just set all those aside and go, "Those are yours, Gabe, if you want." But yeah, it's yeah. So it is. I'm very interested in continuing watching this because to me, it's just like watching all my friends have gotten screwed over by comic book stores and shit selling their stuff, and it's so good to see the community come behind it. Not really the only bad part about it, the whole thing is watching those franchise people get hurt, but
And I do feel bad for them, but right now they have a business and they are leaning on the name. All right. And if that name gets soured, dump the fucking name, but keep your business going.
well, a
Right.
lot of
And
people
that's what
are
they need to
calling,
do.
calling for Lego to come out and like get involved.
No,
I'll say my 2 cents. I think Lego should not get involved. It'd be
no.
nice to see them maybe donate some money to this dude or something, but
Yeah.
if they do at this point, it's a lose-lose for Lego.
Yeah.
know.
It is. No, Lego needs to just keep their noses out. I mean, this doesn't involve them. I mean, that would that would be like, Ford Motor Company coming out and saying,
To some
something
used
about,
car dealership that they
NASCAR.
did wrong.
Yeah, no. Yeah, they just keep their noses clean. But no, this we need more stuff like this. We need more
Yeah.
people just saying, "Screw you! You've stepped over the line. So now we're just not doing business with you anymore. You have lost your right to our money."
Well, and I'll say I never had a big Patreon opinion. I've used
Yeah.
Patreon different thing, but never had a big opinion. And of all the negativity watching YouTube as much we have this week, and of course the political feeds that come through, and you and I both know how we feel on that shit.
Hmm.
There's so much negativity out there, and then when that Patreon CEO's thing came up of him just telling Bricks and Mini sue me, I was just like, there's good people in the world still. I might stick around in this world for a
Yeah.
little while longer. It's worth being here
Well,
now,
The Patreon CEO has now reached the rarefied heights of the Costco CEO. All right.
Yeah, with the hot dogs.
We love him. Matter of fact, we all loved him from the time that when one of the execs told him to raise the price on his $1.50 hot dogs,
Yeah,
and he
that's what
told
I
the exec that he would kill him if he did. All right, we all love him. All right, and there's
See,
a few other CEOs out there like that.
I love that, but I've never had a Costco hot dog ever.
Dude, I got a Costco card. Come on down. I mean, your brother Tim and I went there one time. We had to pick up something for the winery, and he was in town. I was giving him a lift, and we got some Costco hot dogs. He likes them.
I had a Costco card the first 2 years that they were here because they were sponsors of the Ren Fair, and
Yeah.
so we'd go get all our pop and shit from them. But that also meant that every time it was take the Ren Fair company card, go in, and you're in a hurry. You're just buying pop. I don't get a shop. I don't get to do anything. We're always like, you know what? When fair's over, we're going to go to Costco and blah, blah, blah. Then there's another show, and then you just never do. So,
Dude,
I'll steal your
you
card,
gotta
Bill.
watch it. I mean, I went in there. God, their pumpkin pies, their pies around Thanksgiving time. Oh my God! All right, because you see the pies at the Kroger store, right?
Yep.
All right, and stuff. The pie is all right. The one from Costco is like the same price, twice as large. It's like you're going from a medium to a large pizza. All right, it's that much bigger, and it tastes better. It tastes like a real pumpkin pie. It doesn't taste like some kind of manufactured sweet potato pie. All right,
How is the crust?
magnifique.
Flaky?
Yes, it is good.
Yeah,
It's good. It's good the world over. But I remember I went in there to get a couple of them. I forget what Thanksgiving we were going to, and I went in there, and it was my first time going in and experiencing their pieness, because they have the pumpkin pie, and they got the apple pie, and they got a pecan pie. All right, and I think they had a cherry pie too. But as I was coming out, and I was like, "Oh, I'm getting like 3 of these. I'm a rebel." There was a lady pushing a flatbed cart that was stacked up. All right, and she's wheeling these out because they're doing some function. I was like, "Oh my God, you win!" She goes, "Yeah, I got 2 more carts coming." All right, and
I've been there before,
Costco.
for sure. When we used to have the old mill and stuff, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll hit the Costco.
I'd like to. I'd try their pie. It's another one of those though where I'm spoiled because I got a daughter that I can just call up and she makes fucking awesome pie.
Hey,
That's why I do
nothing,
it for every
nothing can
birthday.
ever touch that. Nothing can ever touch homemade.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
So
but
it's gonna be hard to walk away from that. But yeah.
they've got so much other stuff. You got to watch it because you go. I mean, I think it was Family Matters.
Yeah.
Was that the one? that went for the longest time. No,
Urkel
Modern
and
Family. Modern Family.
Modern Family.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
A Modern Family. At one point, the two guys who have the little adopted girl, the two gay guys, the one guy, who was like, "Oh God, we're gonna go to Costco. That's horrible." All right, and so like, look, we're just going in, we're getting diapers for the little one, and then we're leaving. Okay, and literally, the other guy, once he's in there, he's like, "Oh my God, they have this, and I've been looking for this," and they went in for diapers, and they come out with 3 freaking carts loaded. So be careful, that will happen. You'll go in there. I go in there for one thing, and then of course, as I'm going along, I'm like snag, snag, and next thing I know, I got like 20 things in the freaking cart.
Okay,
Their deli section, wonderful. They've got if you want to get like a good 10-20 pound of ground hamburger and then separate it up when you get it at home, best price, good damn hamburger.
all right. But yeah,
Look at
see
me,
now,
I'm showing for them. I'm
we've gone
showing
from
for them, and people haven't left
convention
yet.
to
Great.
Costco, but I now thinking about it, I've always been more of a Sam's guy. I couldn't tell you how many times I've used that stuff, even Costco for festivals and conventions of
Yeah.
supply and shit.
Sam's
green rooms,
Club,
that kind of
Sam's
stuff.
Club and Costco, as Jessica puts it, the difference between them is the difference between Walmart and Target. All right.
Hopefully on what they have and not just price.
Yeah, Sam's Club is the Walmart of that stuff, and yeah, it's basically a bigger Walmart. That's what a Sam's Club is.
To me, the difference between Target and Walmart, Target carries more Legos and they carry more Ghostbuster merchandise.
They get
That's
some
the
really
difference.
good. They get some really good Legos in at
They do.
Costco.
They really do.
Matter of fact, Jessica, if you're watching, leave now. 5,
That'll
4,
get her right
3,
off. I'm sure she's
2,
already signed
1.
right off.
All right. Not for her birthday, but for Christmas, they got this Singer sewing machine there. All right.
Lego?
It is the bomb. Let me see if I can pull it
Oh,
up.
Costco. I thought he was talking about Legos at Target. I thought they made a Singer sewing machine out of Legos. I was, okay.
Let me see if I can pull this up. This thing is just, well, I guess they have it at Walmart too, but it looks just, I mean, it's a good little unit. So let me share. And it's a heavy duty, good. I mean, this is like the difference between, like an entry Singer sewing machine and going prosumer. This is a prosumer sewing machine.
Yeah, I can look at the outside of that sewing machine and tell you it's all metal on the inside.
Yeah, and it comes
$209 is a
with
great
carrying
price.
case and everything. Yeah, it's and it's a great price on it. So that I'm looking at that for her Christmas present.
That's how you know we're geeks too, because it's like we're looking at sewing machines. It's like that. Yeah, that's yummy. Look at that.
You can do a lot of costuming with that. That'll
Will
punch
that go
right
through
through
leather?
that fabric.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, we've been going for an hour and a half, my man.
I know we're way too far in. We haven't got to talk much lately, and I definitely want to hit the Lego thing. So, yeah, we'll be back next week. Talk about more shit. I know we're doing a live show at Anime Fest coming up this weekend for, well, apparently not all of us now. Thanks, Ash. We're going to be at McConnell Con in Wichita, Kansas. One of those that's not open to the public, but for those that do costuming, demonstrations, that kind of stuff, vending. I believe there's still room for people to get in. Looks like
it's a great thing for our military.
Yeah, it's a great thing for the military, and then they always treat us. I mean, last year's when we got to do our smoker and R2D2 and C3PO jump in with us.
No, it was Darth Vader.
I'm sorry, R2D2 and Darth Vader jump in.
Yeah,
Spencer Wilding to play Darth Vader. Yeah, sorry. And then V the Honey Badger jumped in. Yeah. So yeah, it was good fun. So it should be fun this weekend. Wags will be doing boffer stuff throughout the day with kids, just so they can justify having us there. And then in the evening, we'll be doing the all adult show in the bar. The weekend after that, Hutch MiniCon, the NowCal group that's been putting on so many events, they have a mini Comic Con going on in Hutch that weekend. I believe our Ghostbuster group will be there. And I will throw it out there, not that I think most people I know that know Ghostbusters know that group already, but I think they are looking for some recruits that want to come in and start doing some of the shows up there. So
Good.
feel free to reach out to the Wheat State guys. Because I just saw that before I got on here today that they were looking for people, and I felt so
And
bad.
I will be next weekend at Make ITC at the Wave, so that's where I will be. If
Well,
anybody
and
wants to go in there and check out all the cool maker stuff, they're going to have tons, from what I understand. I don't even know why we got asked to show up and show off some stuff. I guess it's all the modeling and
the modeling
3D
and 3D
printing
printing
that we do.
stuff, I bet.
But so there's going to be lots of make stuff there, and apparently there's going to be vendors and all kinds of stuff. I can't wait to go through and see if I can find some new switches and stuff. I'm that kind of nerd. I'm like, ooh, do you have any good connectors? I need some more connectors. Yeah. So
That'd be the group too, though. I used to love going to the Make ICT stuff, and I haven't been in years.
I have never been to any of their stuff. I one point I was looking at joining them, but funds were tight, and so I went to like a couple things, and back when they were down on Douglas.
Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah.
that's when Jerry had the Jeremiah that we used to work with. He had a big electric bus, and they were rebuilding it there. It was the old Kansas City Chiefs electric bus,
Oh,
and
wow.
we were rebuilding it into a post-apocalyptic bus.
Yeah, I was going to say it's Jerry. It's going to be post-apocalyptic.
Yeah. Well, and back when I Maker Space first started, Beard and Bean, we were working with them, and we went and did all their promotion stuff for them and stuff. So we had free memberships, and we would just go in all the time. I'd look at their 3D printers and just drool and shit. And then now it's like I got that upstairs.
Yeah.
I mean, the
we're
shit
good.
they got now is great, but
Their CNC stuff, man.
Yeah.
Their full sheet CNC that they have there. I went there for that. I took a class because there was a couple things that I wanted to make, but I got poor for a while, so there was no doing it.
that was my thing. And not even the equipment. The equipment was impressive. It was the knowledge of the people. Because I always wanted to do one of these, and they go, "Well, have you ever thought about doing it this way?"
Mm-hmm.
No, thank you. And that. So I love just being there to people.
And it's not just for those listening. It wasn't just the things that like the CNC and the 3D printing. They had a whole the art side of it, the lithophane things, people doing silk. Silk printing. And
screen printing and
screen printing. Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah, all this stuff like that. I mean, there was just nooks and crannies of people just making all kinds of stuff. It's super cool.
If they don't know how to do it, they know somebody that's doing it. That kind of thing.
And so that's what I need to do this weekend while you're at McConnellCon is I need to figure out exactly what I'm going to be showing and putting on the table and get my stuff put together so I don't just show up and go, yeah, I built this model, isn't it cool? No, I need to put together some of my ESP32 stuff, some of the lighting things that I'm doing, and get that stuff together so I can have something that looks pretty.
Yeah, you don't want to be that guy where they go like, "How'd you paint that?" Spray.
Like that.
Well, take some video while you're there. I'd be curious because I kind of want to see how they set things up there too. I would be very curious on how they utilize the space.
Yeah, I'll definitely do that. I don't know who's going to be at the table with me, but hopefully somebody's going to be there that I can leave alone with the stuff and not have to worry about it walking away.
Did a quick 2-minute walk around and just show what it looked like. I'd love to see that.
Oh yeah.
And I should also mention because not this weekend, but the next weekend while Hutch is doing their show, the Wags will be in Topeka doing the Topeka Renaissance Festival. We're going to be headlining the bar there, the Pirate Bar. So anybody who does Ren fairs, come out there and see us. It's a good fun fair. So not this coming weekend, but the following weekend, the one between that.
When I'm going to be at the Wave doing the
Make ICT. You're going to be at the Wave this weekend. Sorry.
No.
So when you're at the Wave, we'll be in Topeka. A bunch of other people will be in Hutch. So there's plenty of going on.
And then the weekend after that.
And keep in mind, in Topeka, our stage is air conditioned. I'm just saying.
Oh yeah. See, I would never leave it.
I know. We got air conditioned stages when you left. See how that works.
I know.
And then after that, it's Anime Fest.
You just told me you weren't doing it just to spite me. But what was it? And then the weekend after that, we got Anime Fest.
Anime Fest, where Concast will be doing a thing there, and then I'll be doing tons of shit, and you'll have the Star Trek group will be there as well.
Mhm.
Which Anime Fest, I could sit here, I got a stack of paper telling you, we got 6 DJs coming in for the band. I've got
Wow.
6 different dance troupes. Yeah,
You're going
for
out
the
with a
dance.
bang, aren't you?
And then I got, well, I mean, I'm doing what I can. I know budget wise, we can only do so much with voice actors. However, I was this close. Uh, Randy was looking into getting the voice of Janine from Ghostbusters just for me this year because her autograph's usually around $40, and I haven't brought myself down to it, and I'm trying to get all the animated and one of the agents got a hold of us, and as he's going through there, he goes, "You tell me which ones are good anime people." And I got Gabe sitting there, and we're going. And I was like, oh, "Janine from Ghostbusters," but she's only done about 4 things. Like nobody else would give a shit. So Randy hired everybody, and he's like, "It looks like she's pretty reasonably priced. I'm going to see if I can get her." And then it just fell through like 2 days ago.
Oh, that's a
So
bummer.
because I was going to reach out to the Wheat State guys and go, just everybody come in, we'll do a big Ghostbuster. Like I was excited, but I didn't want to reach out until I found out.
If she would have showed up, she would have had the funnest time. We would have got her so drunk, it would have been great.
Oh yeah, because I'm scheduling. I was just telling Mikey Mason, I'm scheduling everything to where I
Yeah.
don't have to be at anything. So my
Excellent.
last year there, I can
And
enjoy
remember,
a little
this is
bit.
your last year there. Your mantra should be, "Fuck, I don't care."
Well, we're gonna do the WAG show Saturday night, I think, and we're just gonna entitle it us with Mikey and stuff. The Too Late to Fire a Show,
Yeah,
because at that point,
yeah,
who can do shit to us? I mean,
Yeah.
the new owners could, I guess, but they really want me back next year to help them out anyway.
yeah,
So
exactly. Yeah.
worst
Right.
case scenario, I don't have to work. Yeah, that's it. So and then after Anime Fest, I don't know what the hell's going on because that's as far as my mind is letting me work. So
Understood. And I need
Yeah.
to put together our little role playing game. That way, you have something to do after you're all done with that, so your brain can reset.
yes, because I've got
Something that you can go to and enjoy that you're not responsible for putting together.
no, I would love that, and I've got more free time because we're keeping all the hardcore shows we do, Big River, Rivers on,
Oh, yeah.
and I'm letting go of some of the little shows. No offense to
Yep.
little shows, it's just I'm getting old, and so I got free time. I can game, I can do stuff. I'll be
Yep.
poor as fuck, but it's okay. We're
That's
good.
okay. That's
Yeah.
okay. Being poor just means that you're more inventive.
Well, or as Christy had pointed out, I will spend less money buying comic books at conventions. So we'll be
She
breaking
got a
even.
point there. She got a point there. But she also needs to shut down your eBay account.
No, I've been very good. You should have seen the other day. I even asked her about that Iron Man 55, and there was
Hey.
a couple of them I was looking at because 2 of them went real low, and I was like,
I can say shit. I bought a truck.
yeah, well, yeah, I'd rather have your truck. So
It's a good truck. All right. Well, everybody, we will talk to you next Wednesday.
all right, hugs and
Let me see you.
kisses.
Bye.
Bye.